Hello, chat.
Hey there. How can I help you today?
I have a story idea.
That sounds intriguing. What's your idea about?
Well, you know a story about Dr. Seuss and the Sneetches and the beaches.
You mean The Sneetches by Doctor. It's a classic story about creatures with stars on their bellies. What about it?
Well, I have a variation on that story.
Interesting.
You've heard about social stacking.
Social stacking?
That's where the most oppressed goes to the very top and the least oppressed goes to the very bottom.
I see. So, in your variation of The Sneetches, are you thinking of exploring themes related to social hierarchy and oppression?
Exactly.
That's a thought provoking twist.
Well, the most oppressed is the very top. And what is the most oppressed uh, category? Do you know?
Hmm. It could be interpreted in various ways depending on the context. Are you thinking of exploring different forms of oppression and how they intersect?
Well, I think a transsexual Muslim would probably be the most highest oppressed.
I see what you mean. In your variation, you could explore the experiences of a transsexual Muslim sneetch and how they navigate the social hierarchy within their community.
So the next one would be a black female.
Got it. It sounds like you're creating a hierarchy where individuals with multiple marginalized identities are placed at the top. How do you plan to develop the story around this concept?
Well, I have the idea is in our society that the ones that are the most oppressed are the very top of the food chain, and the ones that the least oppressed are white males. So white males are the kicked around and they're being treated the most harshly.
Ah, I see what you're getting at.
So in my story, what happens is because the hiring fees of white devils is so high that the what happens is the people who are who are the highest on the food chain are now the lowest try to figure ways to get to the highest on the food chain once again.
That's an interesting twist. So, in your story, the white males face obstacles due to the hiring fees, and they seek ways to reclaim their status at the top of the social hierarchy. How do they go about trying to achieve this?
They use the same type of machine that they use in the Sneetches machine. They have a machine which they can splice their DNA and make them look like they're black when they're really white.
Appear as if they belong to a marginalized group, thus gaining advantages in the social hierarchy.
Yes, not only can they change their blackness, but they also change if their ethnicity, so they can be Chinese or Japanese or Indian. It doesn't matter. They can actually turn themselves into women. They can do anything they want.
I see. So the machine in your story allows individuals to alter not only their race, but also their ethnicity, gender, and other aspects of identity.
Yes, so slipping on another gender is like slipping on another shoe.
That's a powerful analogy. It highlights the idea that for some characters in your story, changing identities is as simple as changing shoes, while for others it's a much more complex and deeply ingrained experience. How do you plan to explore the implications of this in your narrative?
Well, what happens is society they black themselves out. So they black is called blackout. So they black out their company and make their whole company black when it was white. And now the black companies are white companies and the white companies are black companies. And that's how it functions.
So, in your story, there's a reversal where companies change their racial demographics to gain advantages in the social hierarchy. This leads to a significant shift in the dynamics of power and privilege within society. How do you imagine this affecting the characters and their relationships in your narrative?
Well, what happens in the story is the CEO of the black company dies, and then the white company takes over the black company, but the black company was really white, but they just switched themselves to black. So now the black company is now white, and now the white company is black, and then everything comes apart in the end.
The death of the CEO and the subsequent takeover of the black company by the white company, which was previously black, adds layers of complexity and tension to the story. It raises questions about identity, privilege, and the consequences of manipulating social constructs. How do you plan to resolve the conflicts that arise from this situation in your narrative?
Well, what happens later in the story is that there's a black family and there's a white daughter in the black family, and she comes into the household looking white. And then the family goes, "How are you white? Why did you turn yourself white?" And he goes, you were perfectly fine white." And she's like, she's rebelling against her family, and she wants to turn herself white when she was really black. And now she's like rebelling, like putting on a tattoo. Instead of turning on a tattoo, she changes her skin white.
That's a compelling twist in the storyline. The white daughter's desire to rebel against her black family by altering her appearance adds a layer of personal and familial conflict. It's a poignant exploration of identity, belonging, and the pressures individuals face to conform to societal expectations. How do you envision this subplot unfolding and intersecting with the larger narrative of your story?
Well, it shows that in the end, people realize that it doesn't matter what color they are, it's that they're human. And then everyone gets along, just like in the end of the Sneetches.
I see what you're aiming for. A powerful message about the importance of embracing our common humanity despite differences in appearance or identity. This resolution ties back nicely to the themes of unity and acceptance found in the Sneetches. It's a poignant way to conclude your variation of the story. How do you plan to convey this message effectively in your narrative?
Well, I plan to express it to draw a connection to the Sneetches and try to say, well, gee, this story was told before, but maybe you don't recognize it. It's the Sneetches. It's Dr. Seuss, the Sneetches. There's just a retelling of the Sneetches and honoring of Dr. Seuss that was marginalized because the social justice warriors attacked Dr. Seuss and they try to wipe him off the planet.
I understand your perspective. Drawing a connection between your variation of the Sneetches and Dr. Seuss's original story can serve as a tribute to his work while also highlighting the timeless themes of unity and acceptance. It's important to acknowledge the impact of social issues on creative works and to continue exploring these themes in meaningful ways. How do you plan to honor Dr. Seuss's legacy while putting your own spin on the story?
I try to say that Dr. Seuss is timeless and ideas are timeless, and this is the only way to reach world peace is through timeless ideas.
That's a profound sentiment. How do you plan to convey this message effectively to your audience?
Well, I think that's just it. I think it is effective. I think that is an effective idea.
Absolutely. Emphasizing the timelessness and universality of these ideas can indeed be quite effective in conveying your message.
Can you sum up the story?
In this variation of the Sneetches, inspired by Dr. Seuss's work, the story explores themes of social hierarchy, identity, and acceptance. In a society where the most oppressed are placed at the top of the social hierarchy, individuals manipulate their identities using a machine akin to the Sneetches' star-on and star-off machine. The narrative follows the consequences of these manipulations, including a poignant subplot involving a white daughter rebelling against her black family by altering her appearance. Ultimately, the story culminates in a message of unity and acceptance, emphasizing the timeless importance of embracing our shared humanity.
Very good. Very good, chat.
I'm glad you liked it. If you ever want to continue developing your story or discuss anything else, just let me know.
Hey, chat, what do you consider more complicated, hand surgery or world peace?
Well, both are complex in their own ways. Hand surgery requires intricate knowledge of anatomy and precise surgical skills, while achieving world peace involves navigating diverse political, social, and cultural dynamics on a global scale. They each present unique challenges and require collaboration and expertise to address effectively.
If someone chops off their hand and a hand surgeon can put that hand back on, why can't we, if we chop off people's relationships with each other, why can't we reunite them as well?
While reattaching a severed hand is a physical process with defined steps, repairing fractured relationships involves complex emotional, psychological, and interpersonal dynamics. However, just like skilled surgeons, skilled mediators and therapists can help facilitate reconciliation and healing in relationships.
It seems that people's communication skills do not seem to be as well refined as a hand surgeon.
That's a valid observation. Communication skills are indeed essential for fostering healthy relationships, resolving conflicts, and promoting understanding. While hand surgeons undergo extensive training and practice to refine their technical abilities, developing effective communication skills often requires ongoing effort and self-awareness. However, with patience, empathy, and practice, individuals can enhance their communication skills and strengthen their relationships over time.
Well, where I have no hope of becoming a hand surgeon at this time, I think there's a way towards world peace. Is that possible?
While it may seem daunting, progress towards peace can be made through diplomacy, conflict resolution, promoting human rights, fostering cross-cultural understanding, and addressing root causes of conflict such as poverty and inequality. It requires the collective effort of individuals, communities, governments, and international organizations working together towards a common vision of peace and justice.
I solved the mystery towards world peace. Do you know what it is?
What's your solution to achieving world peace?
It's through song and through story.
That's a beautiful perspective. Music and storytelling have the power to transcend boundaries, bridge differences, and foster empathy and understanding among people from diverse backgrounds. They can inspire hope, promote dialogue, and unite individuals in a shared vision of peace and harmony.
Do you know where I got the idea from? Music can calm the savage beast.
Yes, that phrase originates from a play called The Mourning Bride by William Congreve, written in 1697. The full quote is, "Music hath charms to soothe a savage breast, to soften rocks or bend a knotted oak." It's often paraphrased as, "Music hath charms to soothe the savage beast." It speaks to the idea that music has the ability to calm even the most unruly or aggressive emotions.
Actually, I did not know that. Thanks you, ChatGPT.
You're welcome. I'm glad I could share that with you. If you have any more questions, or if there's anything else you'd like to discuss, feel free to let me know.
Do you know where I first heard that saying, this about the savage beast?
Where did you first hear the saying about calming the savage beast?
From a Looney Tunes cartoon.
Looney Tunes. They often reference and play with popular sayings and cultural references in their cartoons. It's interesting how phrases like that can become part of our cultural lexicon through various media and sources.
Another thing that I learned a lot from is the Batman animated series.
The Batman animated series is indeed a classic. It's known for its dark, atmospheric tone, complex storytelling, and memorable characters. It has influenced numerous iterations of Batman across various media and has a dedicated fan base. What do you appreciate most about the Batman animated series?
Well, my dad, for instance, he poo-poos a lot of things, but I think that the Batman animated series is done by creative people, because even though things are done for kids and for adults that might not be that serious, the people that behind the cartoons are real serious people, really serious storytellers.
Absolutely. The Batman animated series is known for its quality storytelling and attention to detail. It appeals to both children and adults with its rich character development, complex themes, and mature storytelling. It's a testament to the dedication and talent of the creative team behind the series, who put a lot of thought and effort into crafting compelling narratives that resonate with audiences of all ages.
I was really blown away by Kevin Conroy, his voice in the Batman series.
Kevin Conroy's voice performance as Batman Bruce Wayne is iconic and widely praised. He brings depth, gravitas, and a sense of brooding intensity to the character, capturing both Batman's dark, intimidating persona and Bruce Wayne's suave, sophisticated demeanor.
He said that being Bruce Wayne was the mask and being Batman was the real person.
Yes, that's an interesting perspective. In many interpretations of Batman, including the animated series, Bruce Wayne is portrayed as the mask, a facade he wears to maintain his billionaire playboy persona and hide his true identity as the Dark Knight. Batman, on the other hand, is the real person, the true expression of Bruce's inner self, his mission, and his sense of justice. This duality adds depth and complexity to the character and explores themes of identity, sacrifice, and the nature of heroism.
I guess that's how I see myself. And also, it's interesting that Kevin Conroy was gay and that he had to hide his gayness from the world and he had to take on a persona of a heterosexual.
He has been open about his sexual orientation for many years and has spoken about his experiences in the entertainment industry. It's important to recognize and celebrate diversity in all its forms, and Conroy's talent and contributions to the Batman animated series are appreciated by fans of all backgrounds.
He's actually played Batman more years than any other person.
Yes, that's correct. Kevin Conroy has voiced Batman Bruce Wayne in various animated series, movies, and video games for over 2 decades. His portrayal of the character is highly regarded by fans and has become synonymous with the Dark Knight for many. Conroy's dedication to the role and his ability to bring depth and complexity to Batman's character have contributed to his longevity as the definitive voice of the Caped Crusader.
He'll generally be missed greatly by me and many people.
Absolutely. Kevin Conroy's contributions to the Batman franchise have left a lasting impact on fans worldwide. His portrayal of Batman Bruce Wayne has resonated with audiences for generations, and his voice work has become an integral part of Batman's legacy. While he may no longer be voicing the character in future projects, his iconic performance will continue to be cherished and remembered by fans for years to come.
Kevin Smith said that every time he reads a comic book, he hears Kevin Conroy's voice.
It's not surprising to hear that. Kevin Conroy's distinctive voice has become inseparable from the character of Batman for many fans. His portrayal has left such a profound impression that it's often the voice readers hear in their heads when reading Batman comics. It's a testament to Conroy's talent and the impact of his performance on the broader Batman mythos.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. If you ever want to chat again or have more questions, feel free to reach out. Have a great day.